تالتة ثانوي
هانت خلاص، أنا قد التحدي.
خطوة كمان والبكرة هعدي. تالتة ثانوي تالتة ثانوي.
Welcome dear student to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervision of Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلاب الصف الثالث الثانوي، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من تدريس الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Now we are going to focus on main chapters. In these chapters, discuss about the reproductions. First one, definitions of reproduction. What's the mean by of reproductions? It is a vital process carried out by all living organisms to ensure its continuity, to keep it from the extinctions. So it's called reproductions. Okay, that's right. At the beginning of this lessons and the ending of this lessons, student must be recognize the concept of reproduction and its importance. Discover the capacities of reproductions among organisms. Recognize the asexual and sexual reproductions among organisms. Okay? Reproductions, it is the vital process carried out by the living organism to ensure its continuity, to keep it from the extinctions. Reproductions is divided into asexual reproductions, sexual reproductions. Asexual reproduction depending on mitotic divisions. Sexual reproduction depending on meiotic divisions. Okay. Sexual reproductions need the times to reaching to the puberty, but a sexual reproduction doesn't need to time to reaching to the puberty. Sexual reproductions consumes a large amount of energy, but in asexual reproduction doesn't consumes an amount of energy. Asexual reproductions, the new parent, the new individuals or the progeny identical to their parents. It contains all genetic materials. But in sexual reproductions, the new individual or progeny is collecting through the zygote from parent, male and female. So the genetic materials is collecting between both of mother and fathers. That's right. Method of reproduction in living organism. First is sexual reproductions. Type of sexual reproductions. Number one, binary fissions. Number two, budding. Number three is progeny. Number four, parthenogenesis. Number five, regeneration. Okay. Finally, tissue cultures, it's occur in the plant. Starting the first with the binary fissions. What's the meaning of binary fissions? Binary fissions is a type of reproductions. It's occur in bacteria, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, specific type of the protozoa. Main purpose of the binary fissions, it's occurs, for example, in amoeba, it's occur in unsuitable conditions. Amoeba coated themselves by thick membranes when the amoeba is putting in unsuitable condition, for example, deficiency in oxygens, deficiency of nutrients, and deficiency of the last amount of nutrients. Okay, low temperatures or high temperatures, high salinity. Amoeba is surrounded themselves by thick membrane. It's called cutaneous membrane. Through these membranes, it divided mitotically, producing a large amount of amoeba inside in the cutaneous membrane. When the conditionals rate is improved, the suitable conditions is improved, the cutaneous membrane eruptions and releasing the large amount of amoeba at identical that's found in the parent cells. Focus in this point. In binary fissions, the parent cell disappear. For example, this is the parent cells. It divided mitotically, producing two progeny, identical. What is the parent cell? Disappears. The size, it's equals. The number of progeny it's producing from the binary fissions, it equals. And the parent cells, it appear. For example, the binary fissions, it's occur in amoeba in unsuitable conditions, in bacteria in suitable conditions. Binary fissions mean protozoa such as amoeba and paramecium, as well as simple algae, and bacteria reproducing by these types under the suitable conditions. Okay. Reproduction living organism. Method of reproductions. On advantage of unsuitable conditions, amoeba secretes cutaneous coat around its body for protections. However, it's usually divided within that's coated several times by repeated binary fissions. Okay, that's right. Another type of asexual reproductions, binary budding. Budding is occur in two types of cells. Number one, yeast fungus is considered unicellular living organism, and the hydra is considered multicellular living organism. First, in yeast fungus, the protrusions appear from the parent cells. The parent cells, nucleus of the parent cells, is divided mitotically to producing two identical cells. One in the parent cells, and the other migrate to the protrusions. It's called bud. This is divided mitotically, producing two individuals. The number of individuals that producing from the budding may be connecting with the parent cells, forming the clones, or may separate it. So the result is that reducing from the binary fission, the budding that occur in the yeast fungus, producing progeny, two new individuals, but not in equal in size. The parent cells remain, does not disappear, at the opposite that occurs in the binary fissions in amoeba or bacteria. Number two, another types of budding, it's occur in hydra. Hydra, it contains the interstitial cells. The protrusions, it's appear from the hydra and producing the budding. It's divided mitotically several times, reaching finally to the progeny, identical to their parents, to producing the body. Okay, that's occur in the hydra. Follow these figures, please. Figure 2, budding in yeast fungus, and figure 3 is a 3% budding in the hydra. That's right. Okay. Another type of asexual reproduction, it's called regenerations. Regenerations, it occurs in the living organism. What is the mean by of reproduction? Producing a new individual. Please pay attention, please, in this point. That means that reproductions producing a new individuals. Okay, so the regeneration, it considers reproductions only in one types. NC stars, hydra, planaria, restricted only in the reproductions. But regeneration, it's occur in higher vertebrate, for example, human being. Not exceed healing window. As the result of window, when your tissue is windowed, it is healing. So it's called regeneration, not reproductions. And the specific type of the crustaceans and the amphibians, not exceed compensating the damaged parts. That's examples that occur in the shrimp, our prawns, amphibians, that's frog. Okay, so the regenerations that occur in the crustaceans and the amphibian not exceed compensating the damaged parts. When legs is cutting, arm is cutting, is compensating. But in higher vertebrates such as humans, not exceeding healing window. But in the sea stars, hydra and planaria, it's considered reproduction. Why? Because producing a new individuals. For example, sea stars, it contains central disc. When you're cutting the sea star with the central disc, it divided mitotically. This arm that contains the central disc, it divided mitotically to producing a new individuals. Another arm is compensating, not considered reproduction, so producing a new individual. That's right. Okay, in this sea stars, the reproduction is considered, regeneration is considered reproductions. Why? Because producing a new individuals. For examples, planaria. When you're cutting the planaria in transverse sections, two identicals, each one of them producing a new individuals. Longitudinally, producing a new individuals. When you need reaching a large number of the planaria, cutting is a several parts in the transverse section, but longitudinally. In hydra, cutting the hydra in the transverse section, not longitudinally. When you're cutting the hydra longitudinally, it's death. Why? Because it's not asymmetric to lead to death. So producing a new individual. So we can conclusions about the reproductions in the regeneration. In regenerations, reproductions, it's considered in hydra, planaria, and sea stars to producing a new individuals, and another types not exceed healing window in the humans, compensating the damaged parts that found in the crustaceans and amphibia. That's right. Okay. Another type of reproduction, it's called sprogeny. This reproduction, it is considered the best sexual reproduction. Why? Again, this reproduction is considered the best type of asexual reproduction. Why? Because wide distributions, okay, bear the hard conditions, okay, wide distributions bear the hard conditions, and it has the ability to transfer from one place to another place. So it's considered the best type of asexual reproduction is sporogeny. Sporogeny, it is the specific type of cells. Number of chromosomal set is N. It contains cytoplasm and the nucleus. The number of chromosomal found in it, N. Contains cytoplasm, nucleus, okay. This is type of the reproduction. It occurs in the mushroom, bread mold fungus. Specific types of the furnace, adiantum or polypodium, specific type of the plant, it's called gymnosperm, specific type of the plant. So it's considered this production by the sporogeny, producing a large number of the progeny or a large number of the embryo. Okay, that's right. For example, specific types of the sexual reproduction is sporogeny, it's occurred in the bread mold fungus. Bread mold fungus, for example, that's found in these figures. Pay attention me in these figures. It's contained rhizoids and sporogoniums. It contains a large number of the spores. When the sporogoniums it matures, a large number of spores is ruptured, falling in the suitable conditions. This spores found in the sporogony falling in the suitable condition, it's called welt. For example, a piece of bread. Okay, it's divided mitotically in a piece of bread and spread, producing a large number of the individuals. It's called bread mold fungus. Some primitive plants reproducing by means of single cells called spores that are adapted for direct growth into complete plants. A spore is formed of cytoplasm with a little amount of water and nucleus at the thick coat. That's right. Sporogony, when the spore matures, it's liberated from the mother's plant to be disseminated into airs. That means that it's spread in airs and following the suitable condition. For example, wilt a piece of bread, okay, planted to displanted, opinion reaching to the suitable mediums for growth. It's coated ruptures while it's absorbed waters and divided several times by mitosis and grow to a new individual. That's right. Okay. That's represent a sporogoniums. It's contain a large number of the spores. This rhizoids, okay? This is sporogoniums. It's contain a large number of the spores. It ruptures, following the suitable conditions, and they germinate by mitotic division and grow, forming a new individuals. It's called, that means that number of chromosomal sets is N, all it contains the number of chromosomes is N. That's right. Okay. Parthenogenesis. What is the meaning of the parthenogenesis? It is the ability of the ovum. It is the ability of the ovum producing a new individuals without fertilization by male gametes. So it's called parthenogenesis. That means that the ovum is develop a new individual without fertilization. That means that this is a specific type of asexual reproduction. It's occurred in two types of insects, aphid insects and the honeybee queens. Okay? Follow me again. And this part, parthenogenesis, occurs in the number of worms, crustaceans, and insects. Honeybee is a known examples where the queens producing some eggs that's developed without fertilization, forming drones, and some others are development after fertilization. That means that the queens, it's contained 2N. Is divided mitotically by meiosis, producing two eggs, N and N. One of them is divided, is transferred without fertilization with the male gametes by the natural parthenogenesis, producing honeybee drones. It contains N. And another types, it's divided, it's fused, another eggs is fused with another male of honeybee drones is fusing together, forming the zygote, and new individuals may be worker and a queen. That means that the male is in the honeybee producing from the natural parthenogenesis, but female worker and the queen is producing from the sexual reproductions. Another types is aphid insects. Okay? The aphid insects, it is divided mitotically and mitotocally. 2N mitotocally. N mitotocally. 2N it development without fertilizations. In 2N it is formed the females. Main purpose of the main purpose of the parthenogenesis aphid insects producing a large number of the females. Why? Because the females it may be comes from sexual reproductions or a sexual reproduction by the natural parthenogenesis. Okay? In some other cases, the egg may also resulting from the mitotic divisions where it's developed to diploid to N individuals from the pairing as well as was found in the aphid insects. That's right. Okay? Parthenogenesis artificially. The parthenogenesis artificially it occurs by number one, for example, in frog or sea stars or rabbits. Frog contains 2N. It divided mitotocally in N. This nucleus is exposure to high salinity radiations. The number of chromosomes found in it is duplicating by the essential factors, so it transfers by the artificial parthenogenesis and new individuals. So the sequence from the chromosomal set to N, N to N, that's the mean that the asexual reproductions by artificial parthenogenesis that occurs in the sea stars, frog, or rabbits. That's right. Parthenogenesis has been induced artificially by egg activations, examples, frog and sea stars through the exposure to heat, to electric shock, irradiations, some salts, agations, or breaking needles, making the needles and the eggs to breaking using the needles. Okay? This stimuli lead to duplication of their chromosomes and so develop without fertilizations to individuals that are totally identical with the mothers by similar stimuli early embryonic stage or rabbits were obtained from this egg. Okay, that's right. Another point that related to sexual reproductions, okay, it's called tissue cultures. Tissue culture is okay, for example, in the carrot tissue, producing growth of living organisms that contain all genetic material and semi-nutritive media. For example, coconut milk. It contains the hormones, play an important role in the mitotic division. So we can take the tissue from the carrots in these figures. Pay attention me in these figures. The carrots make the tissue and the carrots and putting in the coconut milk. Why coconut milk? Because it contains a large number of hormones, play an important role in divisions of mitotic this tissue, reaching to the seedling. This seedling take and implanted in the soils, producing new individuals. So the shortage the annuals this plant it occurs and solving the food problems. That's right. Okay. We can apply it about this lessons through this test yourself. All the following mother cells are vanished after their divisions except that's mean paramecium, amoeba, and the bacteria all is vanished. But in yeast fungus, so the best answer is yeast fungus. Okay, another questions. The productions of the female honeybee occurs from the egg that are producing from worker with fertilizations, a queen without fertilizations, a worker with fertilization, a queen with fertilizations. The beast right, queen with fertilizations, a queen with fertilizations because it's okay from the sexual reproductions. That's right. Choose the correct answer. The main aims from the resorting of the amoeba to surrounding itself by cutaneous membrane is the production of large number of the young amoeba is divided amoeba mitotocally is producing amoeba from the unsuitable conditions. That's mean that is the best right all the previous. Okay. Pay attention please, dear student. Now we are going to focus about and make summarize or is abstract about this lesson through the light board. Okay, follow me. Reproduction's vital process carried out by living organism to ensure its continuity, to keep it from extinctions. We can divide reproduction into two types, sexual and sexual. Sexual types and sexual types, conjugated by gametes. They're related to sexual reproductions. Sexuals, there is more than types. Number 1, binary fissions. 2, budding. 3, regeneration. 4, sprogeny. 5, parthenogenesis. And finally, the tissue culture. Tissue cultures, overgrowth, protoplasm that contain all genetic materials, and putting it in semi-nutritive mediums, and grow and differentiation in new individuals that occur in carrots plant. Carrots plant. To solving the food problems. A specific type of the parthenogenesis, it's occur in insects. Honeybee and aphid insects. Okay? In honeybee, the queens is divided mitotically, producing 2 nucleus. N. Both of them egg. Okay? One of them is development without fertilization by male gametes, forming honeybee drones. The honeybee drones is divided mitotically, forming the gametes that represent the sperm. Sperm is fused with another egg, forming females, worker or queen. We can differentiate worker from queens by the type of nutritions. That means that the queens only laying an egg. The queen only laying an egg. Queen only laying an egg. N is developed without fertilization in N, and another N is fused. This is that is considered sexual reproduction. Sexual. Fusing between N and N. That's right. Another type, parthenogenesis, aphid insects. Aphid insects to N, it divided mitotically, forming N. And mitotically forming to N, mitotically or meiosis forming N. N give us N. Okay? And the parthenogenesis to N is divided mitotically to N. Is divided mitotically without fertilization with the male gametes, forming the female only. The main purpose of this reproductions increase number of female. Increase number of females. But in this point, N fusions, it's okay between the sperm with males, forming to N female or male. Okay, that's right. Thank you a lot for you, dear student. I wish I could see you again. Best wishes for me, Mr. Hatem, biology teachers, and goodbye.
تالتة ثانوي
هانت خلاص أنا قد التحدي
خطوة كمان والبكرة هعدي تالتة ثانوي تالتة ثانوي